So when this car arrived this week, I had one thought. I love this car. I love the way it looks. I love the way it drives. I love the interior. I love the audio system. I love everything about it. Which is kind of strange because it's a Japanese hatchback in a segment that's dominated right now with compact crossovers. But this is not just any little Japanese hatchback. This is the Mazda 3 with the premium edition package and all-wheel drive. It's an absolutely beautiful car. Let's go have a look at it. More often than not, when an automaker releases a new compact hatchback, you look at the car and you think, man, the designers just phoned that one in. It's like they don't really care, don't really have any passion. This is not one of those cars. This is one where it feels like the very best Mazda designers worked on this car and got every detail right. And it really starts with the red paint, this really deep soul red color, just beautiful. It looks like it belongs on a concept car. In the front of it, you got the Mazda grille, the black mesh. Again, this is the premium package, so it's a little bit sportier. LED headlamps, adaptive headlamps, they turn into the curves. Again, the car looks aggressive, but it just looks very artful, and just like every line, every curve, every single piece just looks perfectly molded into it. I love this line coming up, the way the fenders sit. It's just very, very clean. Come around the side of it, 18-inch black alloy wheels. And again, just more detail. There's just so much detail in the forms of the car. Anyway, the fenders curve here, kind of comes back in, and then right into this here. It's really, it's kind of hard to see it in video. There's a lot of complex curves going on here in the back. It's just really beautiful. Right here, again, just kind of a spline line through here, nice crease down below. Just really balancing the curves with some really nice creases and just gives the car some tension. And again, like no other hatchback I've seen, the back of it's really one of the distinguishing features of the car. It just looks really pretty. Tail lamps, where they're just very narrow, just kind of wrapped in. And when you stay on the back, you just see this line coming off the roof right into the spoiler. Again, just a lot of detail into the car. Dual exhaust outlets. And the one nice thing about having a hatchback is it's almost like having a crossover in the back. Back seats fold down, you can get a bicycle in here, lots of flexible space, easy to use. Keep in mind as we go through the interior, this is a Mazda, not an Audi. Everything in here is just really, just intricately designed. You can tell designers had a lot of fun in here and just really brought their best work. And it really just starts, just the lines of the dashboard. Everything's horizontal. And you really start looking, you realize there's not a lot of stuff on the dash. The vents are all kind of hidden here, nice chrome strips, add some elegance, of course. Climate control knobs, dual zone automatic climate control. But the display's just kind of tucked up underneath. The fan buttons are right here, very easy. Buttons for the heated seats right down below. Infotainment controls, you've got a joy wheel here, volumes here, and the screen up above. And this all works pretty well. This is one of the easier ones I've ever used. I'm usually not a big fan of joy wheels and mouses and all kinds of stuff in the console. This one actually works out pretty well. Look at the seats. I love this kind of oxblood red color that they've used in this model. Heated seats, nice wraparound buckets, soft headrests, very nice as well. And the other details you start noticing is almost everything in this car is softly padded. This is padded. Even up underneath it's padded. The door tops, front and the back. A lot of times, especially in a compact car, automakers will put some nice materials up front and put the cheap stuff in the back. They didn't do that here. Everything's very nice. Just the stitching all looks just great. Nice little leather wrapped steering wheel. And there's a lot of technology in this car too. Has a heads-up display. I love that. That's great. Wireless phone charging right here in the console. Get your phone all charged up. Safety gear. We've got adaptive cruise control, radar cruise control with auto braking for the emergency collision avoidance system on the front. Lane keep assist. A blind spot warning, rear cross path detection, all of those systems. It's also got a driver alert system, kind of detects when you're getting drowsy, and it alerts you to kind of keep you awake. I think that's a nice feature as well. And some other just really nice little details on this car. It's got a 12-speaker Bose audio system, and it just sounds fantastic. It just fills the cabin with sound. Especially a small car, it doesn't take a lot of sound to do that, but this one's very, very nice. You've got a glass sunroof, and just a lot of details too, place for your sunglasses, sun visor, light here, got extension on it. It's just everything you go to do in this car, you just feel like you bought a car that was a level above what this is. Just very, very nice. So the first night I had this car, I just took it for a drive. And it's really true. I got to about the end of my street and I just sat there and I thought, I love this car. I love the interior, I love the Bose audio system, I love everything about it, but I really like driving it. And it really starts with the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine in the front. Delivers 186 horsepower and 186 pound-feet of torque. And that's quite a bit of power for an engine that size in a compact car like this. This car has all-wheel drive, which I think is fantastic. You can get right through the snow. And looking at fuel economy, I'm talking about 24 miles per gallon in the city, 32 on the highway. So it's not the most efficient car in its class as far as fuel economy, but it is pretty efficient for our car in general, and I think that's certainly acceptable. I mean, plenty of power. Just step on the throttle. Again, it's not a sports car. It's not a Camaro. It's not meant to be, but it's just smooth and quiet and just gets going. There's also a sport mode. It'll make the throttle a little more sensitive. It also adjusts the downshifts with the transmission. So if you're kind of braking and going to a corner on a fun 2-lane road, it'll go ahead and hold that gear a little bit longer and help you back out of that corner as well. So it's just, just really well designed and really well thought through from an engineering standpoint to drive it. The steering is precise. It's an electric power steering system, but it's one of the best I've ever felt. The car just does what you expect it to do. And surprisingly, it's got a torsion beam rear suspension. It's not a fully independent setup. But from behind the wheel, you would never know it. You'd have to read the specs to find that. But they just delivered a really practical, compact car that's just a joy to drive and just outfitted, like a luxury car. It's like every time you get in it, you see the heads-up display. And I'm being reminded now, there's even these 2 little lights that just barely just kind of twinkle on to let you know there's somebody in your blind spot. Instead of a buzzer or a warning or a big red light, it's just kind of these little half-moon shapes come into the heads-up display and just remind you of somebody over there. It's just like every detail of the car is just very elegant, very well thought out, and just very classy. There's just no question in my mind that Mazda over-delivered on this car. They didn't have to make it beautiful, but they did. They didn't have to make it fun to drive, but they did. They didn't have to make it economical, but they did. They didn't have to put a great sounding audio system in it. It just sounds fantastic, but they did. And they also didn't have to make it affordable, but again, they did. So let's talk about price. Well, the hatchback starts at $23,600. This one, with everything on it you could possibly imagine, is right at $30,000. I think for what this car is, that's a pretty good value. Well, next week we'll have another fun car. Until then, storm forward.